I was going to ask you, you brought up the Accelerator and how we met. What are some of the ways? I know you just said, kind of really focusing on how you're
Yeah.
being true to that mission. How else has that Accelerator influenced you as a leader?
It's funny because we've hit on both of the topics already. I think those are the two things that I've learned currently, and I'm I'm currently participating in this program. I bet that when the program ends, I'll have realized other learnings, that like maybe I'm not aware of right now because I'm just, I don't know, just like learning so much still. But the two that I think we've already addressed that come to my mind are being more focused, which to me equates to being more critical. And I've
Yep.
realized that we have a lot of problems as a nonprofit when it comes to truly increasing voter participation. Like, are our methods working? I think in some cases the answer is no. And so it's, well, crap, then back to the drawing board, or how do we change gears, because I think we have to, and that's hard. So it's that being focused, which to me equates to being more critical of our own work. And then um and then the second thing that we already talked about is literally like being more strategic when I think about working with other people. And in my first year as ED with March to the Polls, it has very much been me thinking about what the organization does, learning it really well, and hopefully doing it really well. But now, after a year has passed, it's like, okay, you know, maybe we need to make changes, and that means working with these other partners, and maybe they're working on that and we're working on this, but together that's going to result in something that we hope to see change for voting. I think it's those two things: being more critical and then being more strategic and partnering with other people.
I think that Accelerator has given you a great gift, and that's the ability to be critical.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that's required of every entrepreneur. I would tell you that almost every entrepreneur I've ever met had at least one good to great idea, and a lot of those people suck because they rested on that one good idea and it became obsolete, or they sold as much of the product, they saturated the market and never thought about what to do next. But most of all, they never adapted to like the changing marketplace,
Yeah.
changing conditions, changing employees, partners. Everything changes constantly and you've got to adapt. But most of all, you've got to turn the laser on yourself and look at your own mistakes. And the worst entrepreneurs I know don't even admit their mistakes.
Yeah.
But you got to admit them and you got to do something about them. And it sort of requires that you keep people in your life that are almost therapeutic to you.
Right. Yeah.
You've met my friend Casey. I have a therapy session with him about every week or two where I ask him for validation or rejection. Um, he's always very true to me, and I've known him a long time. And so he'll see me trying to do something, and he's bold enough to say, "That doesn't feel like you."
Right.
When I'm all drunk on my idea, and
Hmm.
so it's kind of a cool thing. You've been given this mindset, young, and kind of new in your role as well, because it's probably going to be the biggest way you can have an impact
Yeah.
is questioning, can we do this? Can we do it better? Do we need to quit doing it? And being fearless and not being afraid to hurt your own feelings sometimes.
I love that. Yes. I'm a big fan of like setting fear aside in general, and then a big fan of reflection and reflecting and owning your mistakes and all of that.